Nepal, a home to 8 of the world's highest mountains, a paradise for nature lovers, and a living cultural museum for social students.
Nepal is a country of myths and legends, of gods and mystics, of tropical jungles and icy snow mountains. Lamas and temple priests jostle with each other to appease the mountain deities. Nepal is a home of the brave Gurkhas and the birthplace of peace-loving Gautama Buddha. Nepal is a landlocked country jammed between two superpower neighbors, India and China, both trying to exert their influence and monopolize its market. Nepal is a nation of unaffected villages and terraced countrysides. 80% of its population depends on the land for their survival. Politically and economically backward, Nepal has developed at an uncomfortable speed. Nepal is the latest democracy in the world. There is much political excitement and constitutional experimentation going on in the country. It will take a little time before the dust is settled and the constitution fully implemented. Nepal, though late, is catching up with history. Nepal has always been a very tolerant nation. It has kept its borders open, welcoming traders and tourists, mountaineers and missionaries. The first Catholic missionaries to come to Nepal were the Capuchin pilgrims passing to Tibet from Hindustan and vice versa.
From 1715 to 1810, when the Capuchin fathers were here in Nepal. Though the Capuchin fathers left after the valley was conquered by the Shah kings, in 1768, there was one priest who remained here, Father Joseph Capuchin, and he died in 1810. So we look upon that period as the first phase of the presence of the Catholic Church in the country. After the death of Father Joseph the Capuchin, there was no Christian presence in the country. So for 140 years, Christianity was not in Kathmandu or Nepal, because the first Capuchins came, made their home in Kathmandu. So after 1810, there was no church personnel till 1947.
It was not the rulers of Nepal who prevented the foreign missionaries from entering Nepal, but foreigners themselves. After the war between Nepal and the East India Company in the Peace Treaty of 1816, it was stipulated that no Europeans were to enter Nepal without the approval of the British. This clause practically closed the doors of Nepal to all foreigners for the next few decades. In 1949, the rulers of Nepal requested the Jesuits of Patna to start an English school in Kathmandu.
And Father Moran was very happy. He came and they were given the Godavari, the Prime Minister's summer home, as a place to start from. So that was the place they given. They had to walk all the way. So the second phase of presence of the Catholic missionaries began from 1951. and but there were two conditions the king put to it, that they were to they were to teach, not to preach. Secondly, they could only operate in the valley of Kathmandu and work for the education of ordinary Nepalis. So 1983, a mission was created called as Missio Sui Juris, mission in its own rights. And I was appointed as the first ecclesiastical superior of this mission.
Don Bosco, in one of his dreams, is said to have seen a line drawn from Kolkata to Peking, and all along the line he saw presence of Salesians. When Father George Alakulam, in the early part of 1992, led a group of enthusiastic messengers to Nepal, Don Bosco's dream began to be realized for Nepal.
Salesian's entry into Nepal via eastern section Nepal has been a blessing for the church in Nepal.
From 1992 onwards, Salesian fathers have been in mission in the Vicariate of Nepal, and they have been engaging themselves in multiple ministries, especially in the eastern part of the Vicariate, Nepal. In a way, I appreciate the mission work done by the Salesian fathers in the Vicariate Nepal, especially providing faith formation and providing education to young children, young people, especially coming from the rural background.
Just as it was for Don Bosco, the beginnings of Don Bosco Nepal was in a two-room Pinadi shed rented on the outskirts of Dharan. At the early stages, Father George and his small but faithful band of followers, whom he called messengers of the good news, went around looking for the scattered sheep. Their missionary journeys took them to Itari, Chakragati, Viratnagar, Hili, and as far as Okre. They ministered to the sick, held prayer meetings, organized free coaching classes. They even started two Don Bosco schools at Viratnagar and another in faraway Hili town. Foundation stone for the present Don Bosco Center at Tehran was blessed on 8th December 1992 in the presence of a large gathering of conference and the government representatives.
It was in 1992 that Father George Alakulam came to Dharan with his group of young enthusiastic messengers and started this Don Bosco Center. It is the Silver Jubilee year and we want to have big dreams for Don Bosco Dharan. Dharan is like a big communication center, especially for this Purvanchal area, and there are over 45 schools in Dharan. Don Bosco Dharan could very well be an animation center for these schools, and is also ideally situated to have a pastoral center serving the needs of especially the Purvanchal area.
The new Don Bosco parish was officially erected in 1995 and the new building was blessed on 5th of November 1996.
Morning Star School Chakragati was founded in the year 1993 by Mr. Vincent Cockrell and his family. He was financially supported by an Italian foundation, Fratelli di Mendicati. For the past 25 years, this school has reached out to thousands of youngsters, and more especially, they are the real poor people of these two VDCs, namely Chakragati and Barod. The primary section of Morning Star School Chakragati is situated in Chakragati, and the high school section of Morning Star School is situated at Barod.
So I've been here for just a little less than a year. And in this 1 year, what I have noticed about the students in this school is that they are very attached to the Salesians over here. They know that the Salesians have done a lot for them in these last few years. They see a big difference in the way that the Salesians have approached them and the way the Salesians deal with them and the way that the others have dealt with them earlier.
This is the high school block of Morning Star School. It is situated at Barol. There are 650 students studying in this school. A team of 25 vibrant and committed teachers work very hard in order to bring out the best from the students.
My experience of interacting with children and the people of this locality is very good, because the people in general here are very friendly, very simple, and there is no sophistication in their living.
मेरो नाम विनोद शेर्पा हो। म पहिला यो 2049 मा आउँदाखेरि यहाँ हामीले 25 जना विद्यार्थीबाट सुरु गरेका थियौं, तर अहिले आएर हाम्रोमा 702 विद्यार्थीहरू छन्। यस जग्गामा स्कुल जुन डन बस्को स्कुल खोलिएको छ, एकदमै सठिक जग्गामा खोलिएको छ। कारण किन भन्दाखेरि आजभन्दा 25 वर्ष अगाडि यहाँका मानिसहरूमा शिक्षाको चेतना थिएन। उनीहरूले छोरालाई मात्रै मान्यता दिन्थे। जस्तै छोरा स्कुल गए उनीहरूलाई पुग्थे, छोरीलाई उनीहरूले के सम्झन्थे भने अर्काको घर जाने। त्यस पछाडि अहिले आएर जुन डन बस्को संस्थाले लिएको छ यो अति उत्तम छ। किन भन्दा डन बस्को एकदमै वर्ल्ड वाइड सोसाइटी हो। यहाँको विद्यार्थीहरूले प्रत्येक विषय लिएर प्रत्येक कुरोमा अगाडि बढ्ने उनीहरूले मौका पाएको छन्।
I feel very proud to have been part of the great mission of Nepal as she celebrates her 25 years of Salesian presence. I feel our presence in this part of Nepal is very relevant because there are lots of marginalized people who are looking for someone to guide them.
Our dream of starting a Don Bosco Center for the educational and social upliftment of the poor and needy children and youth of Nepal got materialized in the year 1999 with the opening of this institute at this place called Techo. From that moment up to today, we have trained about 1,132 candidates in the various trades that had been taught here. Currently, there are about 200 trainees undergoing this skill training. This year, we have had admissions from 36 districts of the country. We have got the help of a host of benefactors and donors, especially a German group of benefactors who have helped us to put up this magnificent infrastructure.
Don Bosco Institute Techo can make a big mark in the technical education, both formal and non-formal in Nepal. And I think as the country lags behind in technical education, we can contribute much in the non-formal sector by offering vocational training to youth hailing from very remote parts of Nepal. The local youth, particularly boys, can make use of the technical education that is given here, and we are actually having youth coming for the non-formal wiring and electrical training, Some have also joined the formal course of diploma in electrical engineering, but I think there is a lot of demand for the civil engineering, which we hope to start in the future.
I was very much impressed with the management and overall infrastructure of the Don Bosco. And later on, after the inauguration session of that school, when I visited the labs, classrooms and all the facilities, in my mind, I thought, oh, that was the really technical school.
Don Bosco Institute, Viratnagar, was started towards the end of 2014 by Father P.V. Jose Pellicheri. He arranged all that is required for the building to be started, and I took over from him in the month of June. Today, Don Bosco Institute, Viratnagar, is proudly running the classes. The blessing of the building was done by Father Provincial on 12th of November last year, and the inauguration will take place, official inauguration will take place on 1st May this year, but the classes have already started from April 2nd.
At the moment we have 4 trades running. One is welding, another one is plumbing, electrician and hotel management. The idea behind starting a non-formal technical school is that there are many school dropouts in the plains of Nepal, and the big workforce actually comes from these plain areas. So now we cater to this more downtrodden youth of this area. The reason behind starting this 3-month course is that there are so many school dropouts. There are many who are not going to school. So to help them out actually is to go for a 3-month course. Speciality of Don Bosco Viratnagar is that we bring them, train them and put them into work.
Praiseworthy work has been done by pioneers like in Don Bosco Sirsia. We have Father John Prakash, who gave his life in this very place, and he has done a lot of work for the social development, like empowering the poor, the women group, the social outcast, and also education of the poor children. In a special manner, the education of the young has a great role to play, and the faith has been developed. He has gone about doing good, and for this he has to pay through his life. And so the blood of the martyr has come to a new blooming stage. Now Shishya is no more a village, a backward place, but a center of attraction. So many people want to come. They're enlightened, they are educated and they have grown to faith.
So the school started in the year 2002 with the purpose of educating the local children, those who are very poor, financially very poor. Only we had 13 students in the beginning when we began the school, and we did not have enough infrastructure. But as the years went by, some benefactors supported us to build and provide the basic facilities for the school.
The first day of this scholastic year, a particular parent had come and met me, and he told me, Father, when I am very happy to give my child here, to send my child to this school, because we find you with them always. My child is able to come around with you without any fear, without any difficulty, and that way I feel that the parents of this school have experienced the love of the Redeemer.
Having experience in, I think, 6 years, more than 6 years here, Christianity is especially for serving the people.
Father Vincent Model was given the responsibility to head the mission. Nepal Don Bosco School had its humble beginning on 16th June 2002 with 20 students in the Nepali medium section of class 6 and 7. The newly constructed school building was blessed and inaugurated on 16 March 2003 and dedicated it to the Queen of the Mission. The same year, 15th May 2003, English medium section 2 was begun for KG to class 5 in the same premise at the request of the people of the village.
Lugu is a society wherein there are a lot of small scale industries as well as many agriculture sector is there, and many boys and girls from different places come and settle here for their studies. And Don Bosco School has been playing a great role in their lives, especially giving them a good education which Don Bosco wanted to give to the boys and girls. And this school not only caters for education, but also they want the boys and girls to be a good citizen of the country.
This is the 15th year of the Salesians imparting education in this Kathmandu Valley. And we are proud to say we are appreciated by the whole Department of Education, the government circles, and by the locality. And the result of it was the recognition we got for the +2 for management, science and humanities. The future of this institute is very much positive, and I'm sure this institute is going to grow more and more, catering to more and more children from this locality. Today, Nepal Don Bosco School ground and the campus is a gathering place for youth for various activities because of its cleanliness, because of its facilities, and because of its welcoming nature. And today more and more youth is coming to know Don Bosco through various activities which are organized in this school.
As the visions enlarged and the work increased to strengthen and consolidate the Salesian charism in Nepal, more hands were needed. At the request of the Kolkata province, the provincial chapter of the Bangalore province in 1995 decided to help the missions on Nepal. Thus began a period of collaboration between Kolkata and Bangalore province. Father Auguste Pulikal, Father Benjamin Pampakul, Father George Kalangara, Father Joffrey Putuva, Father Tony Cherian, Father Bino Chirapurat, Brother James, Brother Manu, and Brother Nidhin, and Father Xavier came from Bangalore province to collaborate in the Nepal mission. Salesians from other provinces of India also volunteered for Nepal. Father John Prakash from Hyderabad province, Father Raju Philip, Father Abraham from Guwahati province, Father Leslie Pereira from Bombay province. From Kolkata province, the pioneers of the early stages of Don Bosco, Nepal were Father George Alukulam, Father John Berger, Father Joseph Gomes, Father Martin, Father Vincent Mandal, Father T.B. Jacob, and Father P.K. Jacob, and Father Gijo John. The Rector Major of the Salesians of Don Bosco has invited all the Salesians of the South Asian region to an adventure in the spirit in Nepal. I address to every Salesians of the South Asian region to a strong missionary appeal in favor of our Salesian presence in Nepal. This is a good opportunity that we cannot ignore. It is a favorable opportunity for Don Bosco to reach out to our more abandoned brothers and sisters who are in greater need on the peripheries of the society. This invitation of the successor of Don Bosco to an adventure in the spirit in Nepal is the voice of Don Bosco to the Salesians, pointing out the signs of the times. Nepal needs leaders and prophets with visions and courage and selfless service. The sons of Don Bosco have a historical obligation to Nepal to be part of this process of nation building. Let the celebration of the 25 years of Salesian presence in Nepal lead to a Rector Major's invitees. With St. Francis of Assisi, let our prayer be, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy.